video we will discuss about the memory level of teaching. That means MLT. Okay, what is memory level of teaching? Guys, you can see that Harvard. Okay, Harvard. Harvard is a main proponent of the memory level of teaching, and good memory includes the rapidity in learning, stability in retention, rapidity in recalling, and the ability to bringing only desirable content to the conscious level. So, dear friend, so memory level of teachings means what? The main proponent of memory level teaching is Harvard. You you can be asked who is the proponent of memory level of teaching. So you can say, write the Harvard. And the main proponent, you know that the memory level of teaching is a good memory. Include what? Rapidity in learning. Learning re speedy rahibo, stability retention रे stability ରହିବ ମାନେ ବହୁତ ମନେ ରଖି ପାରିବ, rapidity in recalling, that means suddenly ସେ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷକୁ information କୁ recall କରିପାର ମନେ ପକେଇ ପାରିବ, and ability to bring only the desirable content in the conscious level, ଯେତେବେଳେ ଯାହା ଦରକାର ସେ suddenly ସେ କଣ ଆଣି ପାରୁଥିବ. Here the teaching learning process is basically a stimulus and response. SR SR पर stimulus for example जदि कौनसी जगह रे गोटे रोषेई होउथिबो बोले आमे बासना जानि जेबा जे मटन होचे ना चिकन होचे ना कोन होचे, तो जदि रोषेई हेबा तो गोटे स्टिमुलस कहबार आमे जते बेले जानि पारथ ताको रेस्पॉन्स बोली कहथाउ. तो यह का ऊपर आधारित मेमोरी लेवल ऑफ टीचिंग एसआर पर आधारित. It stage of teaching is teaching. Okay, it is initial stage of teaching. Which one is the initial? Initial means starting point of teaching, memory level of teaching. And teaching and learning at a memory level are basically about committing factual material in our memory. Factual material in our memory. The three major aspect are what are three major aspect of memory level of teaching? You can say the learning of the material. Number two, the retention of the material, and number three, reproduction of the material as and when required. So, ଗୋଟେ learning कौन है? Learning of the material को ଆମେ ଅଧ୍ୟୟନ କରିବା ଆଉ ସେ material ରଖିବା ତା ଭିତରେ କିଛି produced material କରିବା ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆବଶ୍ୟକ ପଡେ ତ. And what are the objective of memory level of teaching? Objective କଣ ରହିବା ଦରକାର? You can see that okay, there are so many objectives. What objective? The main objective of imparting knowledge and information to the learner. So ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କୁ ଶିକ୍ଷା ଦେବା, ଜ୍ଞାନ ଦେବା ଏବଂ information ଦେବା ମୁଖ୍ୟ. Okay, information ଜାଣିବା କିଏ? Learner ମାନେ, student ମାନେ. Number two, the knowledge gained by the learner is basically factual that acquired through memorization and rote learning. ए लेवल रे कौन होइଥାଏ? लर्नर माने साधारणतः ସେମାନେ ମନେ ରଖିଥାନ୍ତି ଏବଂ ଘୋଷିଥାନ୍ତି, ଘୋଷା ବିଦ୍ୟା କରିଥାନ୍ତି, ସେମାନଙ୍କ ଉପରେ କିଛି ବେଶୀ ପ୍ରେସର ପକାଯାଏ ନାହିଁ. Number three, it covers only the knowledge based objective of Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, Bloom's taxonomy अनुसारे ଏହା knowledge based objective ହେଇଥାଏ କୌଣସି ଜ୍ଞାନ ଜାଣିବା ପାଇଁ. ଯେମିତି କି ମୁଁ ଛୋଟ ପିଲା କହିବି ଯେ who is the prime minister of India, ଇଣ୍ଡିଆର ପ୍ରାଇମ ମିନିଷ୍ଟର କିଏ, ସେ କହିବ ଶ୍ରୀ ନରେନ୍ଦ୍ର ମୋଦି. ଲାଇକ this is the just okay knowledge base. ଆମେ ସାଧାରଣ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ପଚାରୁଛୁ, right? Number two, sorry, number four, the teaching is a subject centric. It is a subject centric. Okay, memory level of teaching रे ହେଲା subject centric. Okay, then number five. Number five is a simple memorable things are taught to the student. Only simple memorable. जो जिनिस तो छात्र मन रखि पारबो सेमिति जिनिस पढ़ा हुए. Number six, the subject material is well organized and simple in nature. Okay, the subject matter is simple. ଗୋଟେ ସାଧାରଣ simple subject को well organized କରିକି ଛାତ୍ର ଛାତ୍ରୀ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ପଢା ଯାଇଥାଏ. Seven, the knowledge derived as a definite structure and discernible. ଗୋଟେ କଣ definite ହେବ, ନିର୍ଦ୍ଦିଷ୍ଟ ହେଇଥିବ, structure ହେବ ଏବଂ ତାକୁ ଅନୁଧ୍ୟାନ କରାଯାଇ ପାରିବ, objective, right? These are the some objective of teaching. How many objective? Seven objective of teaching are there in memory level teaching. And teaching method. Now we shall discuss about that what is the okay method of teaching in memory level. Dear friend, you can see that the teaching is a subject center. Subject center so are that teaching method. Teaching method will be drill, review, revision and asking question to the student. तो एठी कौन हेबो को माने मेथड रहबो ड्रिल मेथड रहबो रिव्यू मेथड रहबो रिवीजन मेथड रहबो आउ कौन छात्र छात्री को प्रश्न पचारे जेबो ड्रिल दैट मींस a practice means repetition of the practice to attain the proficiency of memorization. So if the student we practice and practice, that means drill and drill, so that the concept can be written in his mind for okay what to practice again and again, and it is the lower class student practice more and review the revising the element related to learner by the new experiences and from the new association. ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ ଛାତ୍ର ବାର ବାର ରିପିଟେସନ କରେ ତାକୁ କିଛି କଣ ହେବ ତାର new experience ଟା gain କରିପାରିବ. Question technique is used to examine okay whether or not knowledge level objective of teachings have been achieved. ଯେ क्वेश्चन ପଚରା ଯାଏ କାହିଁକି ଗୋଟେ ଛାତ୍ରକୁ ପଢେଇଲା ବେଳେ ସେ ଛାତ୍ର କେତେ ଲେଭେଲ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ କେତେ ଜିନିଷ ବୁଝିଛି ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଟିଚର କଣ କରେ ଛାତ୍ରକୁ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ପଚାରିଥାଏ. ଦେନ୍ ଟିଚର୍ସ ରୋଲ ଏଠି କଣ ଟିଚର ରୋଲ କଣ what is the role in memory level of teaching. memory level of teaching ରେ ଛାତ୍ର ବା ଟିଚର ରୋଲ କଣ ଆଉ ଛାତ୍ରର ରୋଲ କଣ ଆମେ ଦେଖିବା. You can see that. So, dear friend, the role of a teacher is actually the place the dominating and authoritarian role. Teacher ସବୁବେଳେ dominate କରିଥାଏ ଏବଂ authoritarian role କରିଥାଏ. And teacher is the stage settler and resources manager of the classroom, and he evaluate also. So, in this level of teachings, right from the selection of the subject matter and to its evaluation. The key process of teaching and learning remain with the teacher. So, do you know that, friend, the teacher play the vital role in memory level of teaching. The teacher always teach to the right and select the main topic, select the subject material, evaluate to the student, and teacher plays the vital role. Okay, in this level of teaching. And what are the role of a learner or role of the learner, role of the student? The role of the learner is step one in the subject content, teaching techniques and teaching method and decided by the teacher. Everything is decided by a teacher, not decided by learner. Learner is a passive, okay, learner. The characteristics of the learner should be taken care while coming the objective of the curriculum and selecting the teaching learning activities and method of the teaching and evaluation. So a teacher, what does a teacher do? A teacher teaches to the learner and he evaluate and he which method is to be adopted to teach the student. It is the role by the teacher, but always learn okay passively by the learner. And teaching equipment, what are the equipment are required in memory level of teaching. You can see that different kind of teaching aid like visual, audio, and audio visual aid. That means models, charts, maps, pictures, TV, radio, etc. Develop the curiosity of the learners toward learning process. So, dear friend, in this teaching equipment, the learner in the basic level of learner, so many models, charts, maps, picture, TV, radio, audiovisual activities or audiovisual equipment are required in the teaching learning process. And what are the nature of evaluation of the motivations? Nature of motivation. That means how to motivate to the student and what are the motivation come out of this teaching memory level of teaching. You can say that memory level of teaching in the motivation derive the student to the learn method. Okay, learn method. It should be the intrinsic feeling, not the forced one. Intrinsic feeling, that means the student just gain the motivation out of this level of teaching. Memory level of teaching is the teacher's forces the student to learn syllabus content through the process of memorization. The teacher told to the learner to memorize and get by heart the syllabus content so that it will be what memorized properly. So it is just based on memorization of teaching. Hence, the nature of motivation at this level, teaching is purely extrinsic. Okay, intrinsic ହେବା ଦରକାର memory level of teaching ରେ extrinsic ହେଇଥାଏ କାରଣ teacher force କରିଥାନ୍ତି. Evaluation system of for learning. Evaluation system for learner କେମିତି ଆମେ student ମାନଙ୍କୁ evaluate କରିବା? Let's see. The evaluation system mainly include oral, written and essay type examination. ओके पिला को प्रश्न पचार ଯିବା orally ବାପାରେ ଏ ସବଜେକ୍ଟ ଉତ୍ତର କଣ ଉଦାହରଣ ସ୍ୱରୂପ ଆମ ଦେଶରେ କେତୋଟି ରାଜ୍ୟ ଅଛି ଆମ ଓଡିଶାରେ କେତୋଟି ଜିଲ୍ଲା ଅଛି ଏଟା orally ଆମେ ପଚାରି ପାରିବା ବା written ଆକାରରେ ଦେଇ ପାରିବା ନାଇଁ ତ ତାକୁ ଏସେ ଟାଇପ ଲେଖିବାକୁ ପଡିବ explain about the okay explain କର ବୋଲି କୁହାଯାଇ ପାରେ evaluation is being done on the pretending predetermined object okay so evaluation period predetermined ହେଇଥାଏ ଯେମିତି ଆମେ FA1 FA2 କରୁଛୁ small level ରେ okay ତାପରେ half yearly exam ହେଇଥାଏ ତାପରେ okay annual exam ହେଇଥାଏ ତ ଏଟା କଣ predefined then here the both oral and written tests are conducted to the check the memory power of the student टेस्ट मेमो ओके ओराल टेस्ट करा जाए एवं रिटेन टेस्ट करा जाए जे पिला केते मने रखिछि तार मेमोरी पावर केते अछि बोली करा जाय थाए इन द रिटेन टेस्ट शॉर्ट टाइप रिकॉर्ड टाइप okay then recognition type multiple choice and matching type test item are used तो এই টেস্ট को टेस्ट करा जाए शॉर्ट टाइप रिकॉल टाइप recognition टाइप ओके माने recognition टाइप माने कोन किछि छवि दिया जेथिबो पिला को चिन्हैबा पे कुआ जेथिबो मल्टीपल चॉइस देबो प्रश्न दिया जेथिबो ता तले ए बी सी देथिबो एट से भीतर राइट क्वेश्चन कोन हेबो बोली कुआ जेथिबो राइट एटा हला तापर मैचिंग ओके कस्टमर जेमिति ए एंड कॉलम ए कॉलम बी दिया जेथिबो ता पिला कोन करिवे मैच करिवे right and here the learner is are required to attempt the maximum number of questions the psychological base of memory level of teaching the psychological base कौन होते पारे in the memory level of teaching let's see dear friend you can see that according to again the memory level is meant for the started. The learner are at the pre-operational level and cognitive development in school. They cannot operate upon abstract concept as per the mental development. They can learn simple concept without analyzing their true meaning or nature. Okay, natural and they are not expected to reflect upon the contract. तो पिला मान को जिन पियागेट अनुसार तार कॉग्निटिव डेवलपमेंट हेछि ना नै बोली पचारा जाय तांको कोन करा जे किछि जिनिस गोटे मने रखिबा पय कुहा जाय आ पिला केते बेले ओके इवैल्यूएशन करे नाही जे यहा ठीक ना भूल ए जिनिस तार कोनोसी आवश्यकता नाही जदि टीचर जहा कहि देबे ताहा को से मने रखि देथाय राइट सो तापर हर्बेशन थ्योरी रे कोन कहला हर्बेशन थ्योरी रे एप्रिसिएशन सजेस्ट दैट the young pupil mind get ready at the stage for perception perceiving themselves and the world around them तार वर्ल्ड अराउंड देम तार चतुर्पार्श्व रे कोन अछि से देखि कि जानि पारे जे एटा हला कोन दिस इज टाइगर दिस इज बुल दिस इज ओके पैरट दिस इज a city this one is man this is the female likewise he can recognize and he can understand what are the concept okay no matter okay he or she does not analyze the inner thing. Brain gets ready for a big mass and factual information. तार brain टा ऊपर रो brain टा कौन है ready ही जाए जे तार information gather करे बापा it includes the concept element structure model and theories तो सेठी कौन है जे एटा हला तार concept जानि पारे element गुडा कौन जानि पारे structure जानि पारे model जानि पारे theory जानि पारे and it can acquire and retain the information about the large number of things object and material through the memorization मने रखि कि से बहुत गुडा जिनिस जानि पारे विभिन्न ऑब्जेक्ट विषय जानि पारे तार मटेरियल गुडा को जानि पारे ओके कोटे ହାର୍ଭେସନ ଥିଓରି ଅନୁସାରେ। ତାପରେ ପ୍ୟାଭଲଭ ସ୍କିନର ଆଡଭୋକେଟ କଣ କଲେ, ଆଡଭୋକେଟେଡ ସେମାନେ କରିଦେଲେ କଣ କଣ୍ଡିସନିଂ ଥିଓରି। କିଏ ପ୍ୟାଭଲଭ ଏଣ୍ଡ ସ୍କିନର କଣ କଣ୍ଡିସନିଂ ଥିଓରି ଦେଲେ। ହାର୍ଭେସନ କୋଉ ଥିଓରି ଦେଇଥିଲେ, ପରସେପସନ ଦ୍ୟାଟ ଦ ଓକେ ୟଙ୍ଗ ପିପଲ ଆମର ବ୍ରେନ ଷ୍ଟର୍ମିଂ ଟାଇପ ର ସେ ଦେଇଥିଲେ, ରାଇଟ। ଦେନ୍ ପିଆଗେ କଣ ଦେଲେ, ମେମୋରି ଲେଭେଲ ତାର ଗୋଟେ କଗ୍ନିଟିଭ ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟ ବିଷୟରେ କହିଲେ। ଡେଭଲପ କହିଲେ କଣ୍ଡିସନିଂ, ଓକେ କଣ୍ଡିସନିଂ ମାନେ କଣ ଆମେ କହିବା, ଓକେ ଯେମିତି କି ସ୍ଟିମୁଲି ଏଣ୍ଡ ରେସ୍ପନ୍ସ ଟାଇପ, ରାଇଟ। ଡେଭଲପ ଏଣ୍ଡ ସ୍କିନର ଦ ଥିଓରି, ଓକେ କଣ କହିଲେ କଣ୍ଡିସନିଂ ରେ, the theory that understanding the concept that the correct response made by the individual strengthened by reinforcement to retain the learn subject matter longer and facilitate easy to further learning. Further learning ରେ ସେ କଣ କରିଥାଏ, ତା memory କୁ reinforce କରିଥାଏ। The concept of the classical conditioning consider the mechanical process. It is applied at memory level of teaching and through review material corner that what uh, learning by the student remaining the repeat, okay, written for future else, right. These are the things of some complex concept of memory level of teaching. Then overall thought of memory level of teaching, what are the thought of, okay, third ମାନେ କଣ ଆମେ ବିଚାର କରିପାରିବା, it is not worthwhile to say the memory level of teaching is totally meaningless and useless। ଆମେ କହିପାରିବା ନାହିଁ ଯେ memory level of teaching ଟା worthless କିମ୍ବା meaningless ବୋଲି କହିପାରିବା ନାହିଁ, useless କହିପାରିବା ନାହିଁ। it is very useful for the young children and under the condition that their mental ability and cognitive level are the low level। ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ ପିଲାର ମେଣ୍ଟାଲ ଏବିଲିଟି କମ ଥାଏ, ତାର ବୁଦ୍ଧି ବୌଦ୍ଧିକ ଶକ୍ତି କମ ଥାଏ, ସେତେବେଳେ ମେମୋରି ଲେଭେଲ ଅଫ ଟିଚିଂ ଟା ବହୁତ ୟୁଜଫୁଲ ହେଇଥାଏ। ଏଣୁ ମେମୋରି ଲେଭେଲ ଅଫ ଟିଚିଂ କୁ କେବେ ବି ତାର ଭ୍ୟାଲୁ ନାହିଁ ବୋଲି କହିପାରିବା ନାହିଁ, ମିନିଂଲେସ୍ ବୋଲି କହିପାରିବା ନାହିଁ, କି ୟୁଜଲେସ୍ ବୋଲି କହିପାରିବା ନାହିଁ। ୟଙ୍ଗ ଚିଲଡ୍ରେନ ପାଇଁ ଏହା ବହୁତ okay important concept। So children still need to reason out and reflect upon the teaching material, concept, content, element, etc. And they still have the protect their view point and depend upon the stage also। as upon the S stage also, ତା एज ଅନୁସାରେ ସେ କଣ କଣ ତାର ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟ ବୌଦ୍ଧିକ ଶକ୍ତି ତା memory level ବଢି ବଢି ଚାଲିଥାଏ। Suggestion for the memory level of teaching, what suggestion should we give for the memory level of teaching? You can say that number one suggestion is teaching material should be the objective and useful। मतलब objective या purposeful ହେବା ଦରକାର ଆଉ ତାର useful ହେବା ଦରକାର। Number two, the teaching material should be defined and also it should be the simple to complex। ଓକେ ଫାଇନାଇଟ ହେବା ଦରକାର, ନିର୍ଦ୍ଦିଷ୍ଟ ହେବା ଦରକାର, ଫାଇନାଇଟ ହେବା ଦରକାର, ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ସିମ୍ପଲ କନସେପ୍ଟ ଆଡକୁ ଯିବା ଦରକାର, that means upward direction ହେବା ଦରକାର। then number three, teaching aids should be adequate and part of the content should be the integrated and open sequence। से कौन है दरकार, it is adequate and part of the content that is integrated well sequence। यहाँ पर गोटे well integrated हेबा दरकार। मेमोरी लेवल पर हमर केमिति जीवो, ओके मेमोरी लेवल ऑफ टीचिंग, तापर अंडरस्टैंडिंग लेवल ऑफ टीचिंग, तापर रिफ्लेक्सिव लेवल ऑफ टीचिंग आठ गोटे सीक्वेंस अनुसार थिबा नियाती दरकार। देन move to another concept, okay नहीं number is that number four, systematic and organized way of representation of subject material। subject material को एमिति ऑर्गेनाइज करबा दरकार जे ताको से सिस्टमैटिक थिबो आउ way of representation of the subject matter को भलो भाबरे ऑर्गेनाइज तरीका रे कोन करबा दरकार, रिप्रेजेंटेशन करबा नियाते दरकार। नंबर 5, scope for continuous evaluation to measure improvement in the memory level of student। जदि आमे कोन करबा स्टूडेंट को इवैल्यूएशन करबा बा परीक्षा करबा जा फल तार कोन तार कंटिन्यूअस है तार स्कोप बा तार बुद्धि शक्तिर विकास हेई पारिबो, ठीक। तापर कोन होइछि that number 6, the retention of the material in memory of student can be increased by more practice and exercise. More practice and more exercise କରିବା ଦ୍ୱାରା ଅଧିକ information ଛାତ୍ର या ଛାତ୍ରୀ ମନେ ରଖିପାରିବେ. Number 7, last one, and there should be scope to continuous reinforcement during the course of instruction. ତାକୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ କଣ କରିବା ଛାତ୍ରଛାତ୍ରୀ ମାନଙ୍କୁ ପଢେଇବା ସେତେବେଳେ କଣ ତାର ପରିସୀମା ବୃଦ୍ଧି ହେବା ଦରକାର, କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁଅସ୍ ହେବା ନିହାତି ଦରକାର. Today I am going to discuss about the understanding level of teaching. Dear friend, you know that I have been teaching about the levels of teaching, and in this video it is the second video of level of teaching, and in this video we shall discuss about understanding level of teaching. Dear friend, understanding level of teaching is otherwise known as ULT, and which main proponent of ULT or understanding level of teaching is Morrison, right? And the understanding level of teaching is one of the levels of teaching. In the second level of teaching, we shall discuss about it very clearly. As you know, it is the memory plus insight, as it goes beyond the just memorizing fact. Dear friend, in the memory level of teaching, what had happened in that level of teaching, most of the thing is memorizing by the student or by the learner. But here in the understanding level of teaching, apart from memory, student has to go inside. That means memory plus insight. Okay, so कौन है थाए ए अंडरस्टैंडिंग लेवल ऑफ टीचिंग रे लर्नर बहुत किसी जानी पारे थाए आर बुद्धि कौशल को व्यवहार करिकी, राइट? एंड इन फोकसेस ऑन मास्टरी ऑफ द सब्जेक्ट. ओके, से कौन करे थाए गोटे सब्जेक्ट रे केमिति मास्टरी हासिल करबा सेते पई से चेष्टा करी थाए किए लर्नर बा स्टूडेंट. And it makes pupil understand and generalization principle act and some application part also. ए कौन करे थाए पुपिल स्टूडेंट कौन करे थाए या भलो भाबरे बुझी थाए ताको जनरलाइजेशन करे थाए तार प्रिंसिपल एक्ट एंड सम एप्लीकेशन ताको कामरे लगै थाए. It provides more and more opportunity for the student to develop intellectual behavior. In the understanding level of teaching, the student acquired more intellectual behavior. तार intellectual behavior रे परिवर्तन है थाए, right? In teaching at this level stand at the higher level in comparison to that of understanding level, and it is more thoughtful, right? If this level is more comparison, that means in the teaching is the teaching is more higher than which level? Higher than memory level. Memory level. So understanding level is more higher than, and it is more thoughtful. Cognitive ability and mental development of the learner is also is more developed. So it is pupil cognitive development, cognitive ability और mental development वृद्धि होता है. cognitive ability जहाँ mental development मध्य ताहा. तो mentally जो ବା ମାନସିକ ଭାବରେ ତାର ଯୋଉ ଜ୍ଞାନ କୌଶଳ ବୃଦ୍ଧି ହେଇଥାଏ, ବିକାଶ ହେଇଥାଏ, ତାହାକୁ ଆମେ cognitive ability ବୋଲି କହିବା. କେମିତି ହେଇଥାଏ? They become more capable to think, present the fact and more logical manner, analyze them properly, drawing inferences. से कौन करिथाए ताको अनुमान करी ता विषय बहुत किछि जानि थाए, ताको एनालाइज करी थाए एवं लॉजिकली एंड सिस्टमैटिकली ताको प्रेजेंट करबा पई चेष्टा करे थाए. को जगह रे? इन द यूटीआई अंडरस्टैंडिंग लेवल ऑफ टीचिंग रे, ULT रे, right? And they are able to evaluate the relationship between the principle and fact and also provide space in the assimilation fact. से कौन करे थाए? से सबु बेले चेष्टा करे थाए जे तार रिलेशनशिप स्थापन करबा पई जो पाठ पढुचे ताको इवैल्यूएशन से मने मने करे थाए किए स्टूडेंट बा लर्नर, right? And provide space the assimilation of fact. Objective. What are the objective of understanding level of teaching? As you know that it is according to the revised Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy कौन? ओके, एठी Bloom's taxonomy रो मु चित्रटा डालिछि जेमिति कि it is upward moving. प्रथमे कौन? Remembering, तापरे understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating and creating. এটা କଣ ହେଇଥାଏ ଯୋଉ ରିଭାଇଜ ବ୍ଲୁମ୍ସ ଟେକ୍ସୋନୋମି ରେ କଣ କେତେଟା ପଏଣ୍ଟ ଦେଇଛି କଣ 1 2 3 4 5 6 ପଏଣ୍ଟ ଦେଇଛି ତ ନମ୍ବର 1 ପଏଣ୍ଟ ସବୁଠୁ ଛୋଟ ପଏଣ୍ଟ ହେଲା ରିମେମ୍ବର ତାପରେ ଅଣ୍ଡରଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଡ କରିଥାଏ ତାପରେ ଆପ୍ଲାଏ କରିଥାଏ ତାପରେ ଆନାଲାଇଜ କରିଥାଏ ତାପରେ ଇଭାଲୁଏଟ କରିଥାଏ ତାପରେ ଯେ ଗୋଟେ ଛାତ୍ର କଣ କ୍ରିଏଟିଂ କରିଥାଏ ଦିସ୍ ଇଜ ଦ ଓକେ ରିଭାଇଜ ବ୍ଲୁମ୍ସ ଟେକ୍ସୋନୋମି କିନ୍ତୁ ଆମର କଣ ଥିଲା ଯୋଉଟା କି ତା ପୂର୍ବରେ ଏଇ ଇଭାଲୁଏସନ ଟା ଟପ ରେ ଥିଲା କିନ୍ତୁ ରିଭାଇଜ ରେ ତାର ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ପୋଜିଶନ ମାନେ ଟପ ର ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ପୋଜିଶନ କୁ ଆସି ଯାଇଛି understanding level of teaching aims at following objective what are that objective you can see okay just wait primarily it is the understanding of instruction message या कौन करता है मैसेज को बा ओके मैसेज को जो इंस्ट्रक्शन दिया जाए थे ताको बुझीबा पई छात्र कौन करता है लर्नर चेष्टा करता है बाय मींस ऑफ इंटरप्रिटेशन एग्जाम्प्लिकेशन क्लासिफिकेशन कंपैरिजन इन्फेरेंस ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शनल मैसेज जो जहाँ पढ़ा ही जाए छात्र कौन करे थाए ताहाकू इंटरप्रिटेशन करबा पई चेष्टा करे इंटरप्रिटेशन करे एग्जाम्प्लिफिकेशन करे क्लासिफिकेशन करे कंपैरिजन करे इन्फेरेंस ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शन मैसेज जहाँ दिया जाए ताको बुझीबा पई चेष्टा करे किए लर्नर application objective include the message the use of a proper procedure for executing and implementing the what executing and implementing the use of principle rule in the practical life situation पर practical life situation रे ता instruction को आनिबा पई चेष्टा करिता किए लर्नर the subject matter is wide and more detailed in comparison to the memory level of teaching memory level of teaching रे जेते थाए ताठो आउ टिके wide range of subject matter थाए आउ कोन more detail थाए and the content also include the application of the principle and generalization of the real life situation से कोन करे थाए तारो टीचिंग को से रियल लाइफ सिचुएशन रे यूटिलाइज करबा पई चेष्टा करे थाए right so teaching methods and equipment what are the teaching method one can follow they are including the following the lecture method come demonstration and second is discussion method third is inductive and deductive method and fourth one is exemplification or explanation method these are the method are being used to teach in understanding level of teaching what are that method lecture method discussion method inductive deductive method exemplification method and explanation method right then move to the another okay thing that classroom climate is more motivational तो class okay classroom climate केमिति हेइथाय more motivational and interactive हेइथाय काहे कि because learner are the actively engaged in the learning process in teaching learning process the learner always okay participate in actively in the learning process it is not about rote learning it is one of the dynamic learning because student actively participate in the teaching learning process right then motivation at the understanding level of teaching is extrinsic as well as intrinsic in nature extrinsic माने कौन the student learn from outside of the learning activities and inside also बही रो भी से सीखी थाए टीचर रो लेक्चर रो भी सीखी थाए एवं ता मनरु किछि ना किछि से ताको कोन करि थाए एसिमिलेशन करे कि किछि सीखी मध्य थाए right teaching equipment include the following teaching equipment what are the teaching equipment models charts flashcard and pictures okay these are the what some equipment এই জিনিস ଆମେ ବ୍ୟବହାର କରି परिबा मॉडल देखै परिबा चार्ट देखै परिबा फ्लैश कार्ड देखै परिबा पिक्चर देखै परिबा so that the learner can very clearly understand the concept now the learner can comprehend the concept more easily with the help of the teaching aid ए टीचिंग एड के चार्ट फ्लैश कार्ड ए सब जिनिस को देखि कि से कोन करि पारे बहुत अधिक बुझी पारे comprehend means to understand the teacher must use the right aid in the equipment as per the need and level of the student. Okay, in which level the student is, the teacher has the right, teacher has to show to the pupil the right aid and equipment as per the need and level of the student. तार को क्लास रे आमे को एडटा देखेबा एवं ता स्टूडेंट रो कोन को लेवल अछि, राइट? प्रथम श्रेणी को प्रथम श्रेणी भली एवं कॉलेज लेवल को कॉलेज लेवल भली आमे देखै पारिबा, राइट? देन evaluation, what are the evaluation in understanding level of teaching? Okay, ULT रे evaluation रो भूमिका कोन? Evaluation system mainly include both essay and objective type question. essay and objective type question. ଆମର ସେଠି କଣ ଥିଲା memory level of teaching ରେ ସେଠି oral ଥିଲା, okay, multiple choice ଥିଲା, okay, ତ ଏଇ ଜିନିଷ ଗୁଡାକ ଥିଲା କିନ୍ତୁ ଏଠି କଣ ଆମର understanding level of teaching ରେ essay ଆସିବ ଆଉ objective type question ଆସିବ. Understanding level needs more comprehensible evaluation. Okay, understanding level ରେ most comprehensive ମାନେ ବୁଝିବାକୁ ପଡିଥାଏ. The test and tool need proper planning. Proper planning ଅନୁସାରେ କାମ କରିଥାଏ and plan test could be evaluate the student ability to comprehend gaps, analyze, synthesize and discriminate. ओके, तो कौन है थाए पिलार जो evaluation system हेबा द्वारा पिला बुझी पारे, अंडरस्टैंडिंग हेता है, गैप्स हेता है, एनालाइज करे था, synthesize करे था और discriminate करे था. Discriminate means not that means criticize, it is just से ଭଲ ଭାବରେ ବୁଝିଥାଏ. And this ability can be examined using the oral and okay right written test. Oral और written test रे ମଧ୍ୟ ହେଇପାରେ. And there should be also the scope of testing practical knowledge ହେଇଥାଏ, right? तो तार practical କରିବାର ପରିସରକୁ ମଧ୍ୟ ବୃଦ୍ଧି କରିଥାଏ. ତାପରେ ଆମେ ଦେଖିବା role of the teacher. Role of the teacher. What are the role of the teacher? You can see that, dear friend, the teacher plays a significant role in the understanding level of teaching. Also, teacher plays the significant and charismatic role. He presents the learning material and generate interest in them, in the student. Teacher कौन करिथाए लर्निंग मटेरियल को ଭଲ ଭାବରେ ଉପସ୍ଥାପନା କରିବା ସହିତ ଛାତ୍ର ମାନଙ୍କ ମଧ୍ୟରେ ସେ ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟଟା ଜନ୍ମେଇ ଥାଏ. So the sequence of the presentation of content, mode of instruction, method used in evaluation all remain with the power of teacher. से गोटे कॉन्सेप्ट को केमिति प्रिपरेशन करिवो, मोड ऑफ इंटरेक्शन कोन थिबो, को मेथड रे यूज करिवो, तार इवैल्यूएशन प्रोसेस कोन थिबो, ए सब कहा ऊपर निर्भर करे थाए, टीचर ऊपर निर्भर करे थाए, राइट? द रोल ऑफ लर्नर, तो व्हाट आर द रोल ऑफ द लर्नर और टीचर, सॉरी रोल ऑन द स्टूडेंट मोर एक्टिव. एठी कोन करथन स्टूडेंट एक्टिव बहुत थांती और सी आउ ही हैज टू वर्क हार्ड एट दिस लेवल. ए लेवल रे से छात्र छात्री बहुत परिश्रम करे थांती. पार्टिसिपेंट एट द लेवल आर सेकेंडरी लर्नर. सेकेंडरी लेवल रे एटा बहुत भूमिका ग्रहण करे थाए, राइट? एंड दे मे मेक मोर इनिशिएटिव टू नो द कंटेंट फर्दर. ता कंटेंट को अधिक अधिक जानिबा पई इंटरेस्ट जन्मी थाए. Both the teacher and learner interact within the framework set by the teacher. टीचर जो फ्रेमवर्क देथिबो जे सिलेबस टा देथिबो से जगह रे टीचर और स्टूडेंट बोथ इंटरेक्ट भाबरे बा इंटरेस्टिंग भाबरे काम put the reflective level of teaching, that means RLT. Dear friend, so far today we have already completed the memory level of teaching, understanding level of teaching, and today's class we shall discuss about reflective level of teaching. Dear friend, if you are preparing for UGC NET exam for December 2025 session, then this video will be very helpful for you. Please keep watching till the end so that you will get a lot of information out of this video about the reflective level of teaching. Dear friend, without delay, let's get started. And this level is the highest and the most practical level of teaching. So as you know that memory level of teaching was it is for our very beginner, and understanding level of teaching is for the high school level of student, but reflective level of teaching is more higher than this these of two level of teaching. So here the society expect that the person should be able to understand the whole scenario and apply his knowledge. So do you know that after gaining the reflective level of teaching, society expect from the student that he can do and he can utilize his knowledge for the betterment of the society, betterment of his life, and his creativity is more developed than of memory level of teaching and understanding level of teaching. You can see that this is also termed as the introspective level. So which one is known as introspective level? You can see that reflective level is otherwise known as introspective level, right? Introspective level, and it is also mean thinking deeply about something. If you think deeply about something, that or this will regarded as a reflective level of teaching. Here some point are there. What do you mean by reflective level of teaching? ଏଠି କିଛି ପଏଣ୍ଟ ଦିଆଯାଇଛି ରିଫ୍ଲେକ୍ଟିଭ ଲେଭେଲ ଅଫ ଟିଚିଂ କୋଉ କୋଉ ଜାଗାରେ ଆମେ ବ୍ୟବହାର କରିପାରିବା, କେମିତି ତା ରିଫ୍ଲେକ୍ଟିଭ ଲେଭେଲ ଅଫ ଟିଚିଂ ରିଫ୍ଲେକ୍ଟ ହେଇଥାଏ, ରାଇଟ୍? ୟୁ କ୍ୟାନ୍ ସି ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ ଦ highly thoughtful and useful. It is very thoughtful and useful. The pupil occupies the primary place and the teacher assume the secondary place. So where in reflective level of teaching, the student or the pupil occupy the very primary and vital role, and whereas teachers plays the secondary role. And in second point, the learner can achieve this level only after memory level and understanding level. After memory and level and understanding level, one can achieve the reflective level of teaching. And without memory level of teaching and understanding of level of teaching, student cannot achieve the reflective level of teaching. Right now, three number point is that reflective levels makes the learner to solve the real problem situation of the life. So real life situation problem can be solved by the pupil once he or she will get the reflective level of teaching. Number four, it at this level the student is made to face to real problematic situation. So the student can made the change, and he can understand that what is the problematic real life situation, real life problematic situation, and one easily solve it. Number 5, classroom environment is to be sufficiently open and independent. The classroom environment is to be sufficiently open and independent. Number 6, here the problem is identified, defined, and solution is found. So what are the problem? The child can identify, it can be defined, and it can be make the solution by the student, right? Then another points are there. You can see this point number 7, the student original thinking and capability to develop its at this level. So student is original thinking come out of this level, at that which level? Reflective level of teaching. Number 8, the teachers needs to be democratic. Teacher needs to be a democratic. The knowledge is not enforced. So the teacher democratic, not a authoritative or not a just forceful teacher. One cannot provide everything. The teacher can just assist to the student, and student himself or herself can do everything. Right. Number 9, the student become active, and they need to become innovative and imaginative. The student become more active in what reflective level of teaching, and he become more innovative, more imaginative than from prime. Okay, memory level of teaching and understanding level of teaching. Number 10 point, essay type test is used to evaluate aptitude, belief and involvement are also evaluated. Dear friend, as you know that in that essay type of test can be done in the reflective level of teaching. Here there are also merit and demerit in this level of teaching also. So what are that merit and demerit? First of all, let's move to the merit of reflective level of teaching or reflective level teaching. So merit, here three type of merit is given. The teaching at this level is learner center, number one. Number two, there is more interaction between the teacher and the learner. More interaction, that means teacher will say something, automatically the student will also analyze it, and they can ask lot of questions. That means student also play the active role in this cases. Number three, in this level of teaching is appropriate for the higher classes, not okay. Reflective level cannot be done in the lower classes, right? And what are the demerit and demerits of the reflective level teaching? It is mostly suitable for mentally mature children. If the student is mentally matured, then this level can be applicable, otherwise it cannot be applicable, right? And number two, the study material is neither organized nor pre-planned or systematic. Study plan is not organized, okay, nor pre-planned or not systematic. Just you can put any topic and okay, represent before the student. And this is okay, this is the what reflective level of teaching. So as you know, please revise it. In the reflective level of teaching, teacher and student plays the active role, but it is mostly student centric or pupil centric environment, and it is very applicable in the higher level of teaching. Thank you. I hope that you might have understood very clearly about reflective level of teaching. Thank you. All the best and happy learning.